Using key commands within Cubase is one of the fastest ways that you can speed up your personal workflow with the software. Indeed, in a previous video, I introduced some of the more obvious default key command options you might want to explore if you're just getting started with the software and want to improve your ability to navigate, particularly within the project window. However, things get even slicker as you start to define your own key command options, particularly for those commands that you use over and over again in a typical Cubase session. If you can define a key command for those commonly used commands that's very simple to access, single key press for example, again, it will just speed up your workflow. The process of defining your own key commands actually can be made just that little bit easier with an option that's available within the Key Commands dialog. Now, it's very easy to miss, but actually very easy to explain, so this will be a very short video. And before we get started, a quick shout out to viewer Permanent Green for asking the question that prompted this quick tip video. So let's start by opening the Key Commands dialog. And within the dialog, the default search behavior lets you search for a particular Cubase command by keyword. So for example, if I was to type nudge, any Cubase commands that contain the word nudge would appear within the list, and you could then see what key commands were allocated to that particular command option, or for example, other commands that include the phrase nudge that don't currently have an assignment. That's obviously really useful, helps you find a particular key combo for a command that you might find yourself using on a regular basis. However, there will be occasions when there's a command that you use all the time that has a multi-key combo attached to it, 2 or 3 keys in combination in order to trigger that command. And if you use that command on a regular basis, that can frankly get a bit frustrating. And if it's a command that you're going to use regularly, you'd rather it was assigned to a single key or at worst 2-key combination. Then you might need to know if a different command is already predefined to that key press, that key combination that you might want to use, and to decide whether that command is something you can actually live without, or perhaps give it an alternative key combination for the occasional time you do want to use it. That process of searching for specific key command assignments is where the press key search command toggle button comes in super handy. It's very easy to miss. It's the button located at the top left of the search bar. If I hover over it for a moment, you'll see press key search command. It toggles between 2 states. The default is the search command that we've just seen as I searched for commands with the phrase nudge within them. If I click the button, what we then get is the press key mode, and now I can press a key combination on my computer keyboard and I will see if that key is already linked to a specific Cubase command. So for example, if I simply press the A key on my computer keyboard, you can see that's assigned to adjust fades in range. If I press the H key, you can see it's assigned to the zoom in command. If I pressed Shift A, you can see it's assigned to automation follows events. There are all sorts of Cubase commands here that are predefined with a key command option that you might wish to use for a different command. So we could then delete this assignment and reassign Shift+A to something that we use on a more regular basis. So enabling the press key option within the Key Commands dialog allows you to search for key combinations that are already assigned to a command that you might then be able to reassign to a command you use more often. So the press key option within the Key Commands dialog makes it very straightforward to find existing key command assignments, decide whether you want to keep that existing assignment, perhaps delete it, and then reassign that key or key combo to the command that you want simple access to. Key commands really are the key to speeding up your own personal Cubase workflow. And once you've used the software for any length of time, you'll soon work out which are the commands that you use on a regular basis in a typical session. And those are the ones that you might want to consider how they are defined in terms of key command access. And if you have a particular key combo in mind that you want to allocate to a command within the Key Commands dialog, the press key, this toggle button, just makes it that much easier to see what's already assigned to that key combo and decide whether it's something you can sacrifice and redefine to your command of choice. Anyway, if you enjoy this kind of Cubase content, do subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification icon. Also check out the links in the video description below to some further Cubase content, my Cubase workshop articles on Sound on Sound magazine, for example, or the Cubase Essentials course on the Udemy platform. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time, I hope you enjoy getting some music made.